I wanna make this video to show you how to grow a relationship with God biblically. I wanna also make this to spoke to my own self that it's kind of like a reminder for me because I usually forget it. Many new follower of Christ or new believer thinks that when they follow Christ, they need to be perfect and just be perfectly in shape in their own like spirit, but that is not true because we all are sinner. We will never be perfect. Even God says it that we will never be perfect. We are incapable of being perfect. But so as and in this and this also makes a lot of like beginner to worry that they are not going to sin today. They are worrying that if they sin today, they'll go to hell or make God feel disappointed. But let me tell you that if you spend your time worrying about sin, worrying about that you will sin, you're most likely going to sin. Because as God said, we are incapable of being perfect. And what I meant by this is, don't take it the wrong way, okay? Because many hyper grace Christians think that they can sin unlimited times, infinite times. They can sin whatever they want because they are forgiven by God's grace, which is, yeah, you are forgiven by God's grace, but abusing it and using God's grace, it's a different things, right? You know that Jesus died on the cross and you still sin, and after you sin, you don't even have guilt. You don't even feel guilty. That's blasphemy of Holy Spirit, and it's unforgivable. Like you go to hell for this. So let's get to the point on how to grow a stronger relationship with God. I'll give you an example. There are two farmers. Let's call him farmer A and B. Farmer A plants like wheat like. Farmer 1 plants some crops, and the crops, they eventually grew some weeds, and the weeds just keep growing and growing, and the farmer was like panicking. How am I going to remove the weed? And so the farmer focus is to removing the weeds completely from its crop without and neglecting the like health of his crops. While farmer B, he also has weeds in his crops, but he doesn't focus on the weed. He actually just focus on growing the crops, making the crops even more healthier and growing them. Eventually the crop is so healthy that even that the weed eventually just disappear. Sorry, my English is, my brain isn't working at all. But Jesus actually talked about this in Matthew chapter 13 verse 24. He actually taught this in parable, so I'll like read it for you. The kingdom of heavens is like a farmer who planted good seed in his field. But that night, as the workers slept, his enemy came and planted weeds among the wheat, then slipped away. When the weeds when the crops began to grow and produce grain, the weeds also grew. The farmer's worker went to him and said, "Sir, the field where you planted the good seed is full of weeds. Where did they come from?" "An enemy has done this," the farmer exclaimed. "Should we pull out the weeds?" they asked. "No," he replied. "You uproot the weed if you do. Let's both grow together until the harvest. Then I'll tell harvester to sort out the weeds. Tie them into bundles and burn them, and put the wheat in the barn." Okay? It basically means that you are going to sin. You are always going to sin. In the future, maybe right now, you're sinning, but if you shift your focus into how can I not sin? How do I not sin? It's like beating that, it same goes for that. Because if you put all of your focus into sin, you're like kind of manifesting the sin into you, and you will be so scared to do anything that will cause that to do anything that you just make up the things that are sin, right? But what if we just focus on growing with God instead of focusing on things that we cannot change? We can change our relationship with God, right? So why not focus on growing our relationship with God and seeking His kingdom? And eventually, when you get tempted to do some certain stuff, watching the website or sin, you like the relationship with Christ will eventually you will eventually beat the temptation. It will be too strong to like beat the temp. It will be too strong that it can just like make the temptation disappear. Because like same goes for beating that thing, like maybe Hamza taught you that if you just focus on beating your meat, chances are you are going to do it. So why not just get yourself busy to do the work that you should be doing, focus on the other things, and so that you don't even have time to bathe. So why not apply it to Christ? Like you spend all your time, you spend most of your time seeking His kingdom, and eventually the weeds, right, which means sins, will like go away. They can't enter you. Although we will all fall short, but it will be less than before. And let me explain the parable for you from the Bible, right? Jesus replied, "The Son of Man is the farmer who planted the good seed. The field is the world, and the good seed represent the people of the kingdom. The weeds are the people who belong to the evil one. The enemy who planted the weeds among the wheat is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world, and the harvester are the angels. Just as the weeds are sorted out and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of the world. The Son of Man will send His angels, and they will remove from His kingdom everything that causes sin and all who do evil. And the angels will throw them into the fiery furnace, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine like the sun in their Father's kingdom. Anyone with ears to hear should listen and understand." Fire, bro. Jesus cooked on that one, to be honest. Yeah. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.